Morning, sir.
Good morning, students. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, all of you. Good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Well, we'll start with a new topic today. Uh, we'll
Good
wait
morning.
for one. Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
I am fine. Okay, so we will start now. Yeah. Today we'll start with a new topic, totally new topic, that is central, I mean, confidence interval, right? Confidence interval. How to how to determine the confidence interval. Okay. So today's topic is confidence interval estimation, right? So first, let me give you some idea about the topic, and then I will start with my PPT and everything. So what is confidence interval? Now, any idea? Can anybody just share what is a confidence interval, or do you have any idea what is a confidence interval?
It is a value used to estimate population parameters.
Estimate population parameters. Okay. Any other opinion? What is confidence interval?
Sir, if there's any uncertainty in the data that we have to check that.
Uncertainty, no? Hmm, okay. Yeah, one or two more ideas. What is confidence interval? Yes, you can just share.
I mean, like it's a range of values that the value is supposed to fall within.
Range of
Probability, that is.
value. Okay, okay. Yes, fine. So you have, I think, some idea, at least some idea. But we need to understand exactly what is happening in confidence interval. Why at all we require a confidence interval, right? Why not a
हाँ
point?
सर 20 रुपए डाल के ट्रेड तो कर लेता हूँ मैं करा नहीं करा भाई कैसे करूँ बता
Yes, somebody need to, I think Pranshul, who is this? You need to mute. Okay. So why not point estimate? Why interval? Why at all interval? Why not point estimate? Suppose I want to measure the height of section D, average height, mean height of section D. Why at all I am concerned with interval? I will say this is the average height and my job is done. Okay. My average height of my section D is 5 feet 2 inch. Done. Why should at all I go for an interval? Why at all? That is my question. Okay. Yes, Tejasvita, are you getting the question?
Sir, can you repeat once?
Yeah, I repeat it. Suppose now I am having 60 students in section D. I can easily calculate the average height of 60 students if I know your height, or if I measure your height, I know that this is my average height of section D. Then why confidence interval? What purpose it is going to serve, right? Try to understand the concept. Definition you will get in the book, okay? But what is this concept? Why at all we want to know that what is confidence interval, right? So that is our today's topic, right? Yes. Any idea why we are trying to know this?
Sir, to take out, like, not sure, sir.
Okay, no problem. Let us see how how it helps us in statistics, right? So let me share with mine. Yeah. So hope you can see my screen. Yes. My
Yes, sir.
screen.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So let me now start. Let me start today's topic. That is point estimate and confidence interval estimate. So let us understand first point estimate. What is point estimate? So point estimate is the statistic computed from sample information which is used to estimate the population parameter. So estimate, point estimate is all about statistic. It is all about, as I told you, section D. But now if I want to tell about the height of ICFI students, my actual population is average height of ICFI students. But I am having 60 students of section D, that is my sample. So, so point estimate is this 5 feet. Let me just write here. So, so this 5 feet 2 inch, which is my average height of section D, 5 feet 2 inch, 2 inch. Okay, 5 feet 2 inch. This is my average height. Now, I will use, so if you understand the concept, in the next session we'll start with hypothesis testing. So we are almost done with our syllabus, midterm syllabus. Only one chapter left. Okay, one topic left. So in the next session I will start with hypothesis testing. Very, very important chapter in our whole syllabus. Okay. So when I will start, you will come to understand that whenever we take a hypothesis, whenever just you understand, I will discuss in detail in the next class, but today just try to understand, whenever we set a hypothesis, we always we set for the population. Hypothesis is always set for population. If my study is the consumer behavior of 5 crore Pepsi drinkers, so my population will be 5 crores, but I will take a sample of 5,000, which is manageable, and on which I will calculate the sample statistic. If you remember, I discussed what is the difference between sample statistic and population parameter. Okay, so we will average height, this average height 5 feet 2 inch, this average height is my sample statistic. It is only of section D. It's not necessary this will be equal to all ICFI students, 5,000. This 60 students average height might not be equal to ICFI university students average height, the number which is very large, which is might be 5,000 suppose. So a point estimate is the statistic computed from sample information, right? Which is used to estimate. Estimation हम किसका कर रहे हैं? Calculation हम sample का कर रहे हैं, but estimation हम कर रहे हैं population parameter. Please remember this thing whenever we write a hypothesis. Our today's topic is not hypothesis, but in next session we'll be discussing hypothesis. So whenever we are going to study any hypothesis, we write the hypothesis is written for the population always, but it is checked for the sample. Sample checking is done. This is almost rice like this. Suppose you are cooking rice. Okay. Suppose you are cooking rice. So you will check only 1 or 2 or 3 rice, rice, and you will understand that whether the rice is cooked or not. You will not going to take out all the rice and check, right? It's something like that. So one sample of section D will give me a very good idea that what is my ICFI university students average height. So what is a point estimate? What is a point estimate? It is the statistic, statistic. It's not S, it's not statistics. Okay. Computed from sample information, which is used to estimate the population parameter. Now comes our topic. Today's topic is confidence interval estimate. We will calculate confidence interval estimate. So just let me read out this and I will also explain. So what is a confidence interval estimate? It is a range of values constructed from sample data so that the population parameter is likely to occur within that range at a specified probabilities. A probability is not going to leave you until your last class. I told you all definitions you will find probability, right? The specified probability is called the level of confidence. Level of confidence. I will explain each one of the line. Okay. Each one of the line has a meaning. Okay. We have to understand. Each one of the line has a meaning. So what is it called? Now I give you an example. You will understand easily. Now I am telling, please listen carefully. Now I am not telling my section D. I am not telling my section D average height is 5 feet 2 inch. Now what I am telling? In my confidence interval estimate, I am telling my average height is 5 feet 2 inch plus minus 3 inch. Please try to understand. Now I am telling my average height is not 5 feet 2 inch. My average height is given by a interval, which is 5 feet 2 inch plus 3 inch and 5 feet 2 inch minus 3 inch. So what is my interval now? Yes, Tejasvita, what is my interval now? 5 feet. What is my interval? 5 feet 2 inch plus 3 inch. How much?
5 feet plus 5 feet 2 inch plus 3 inch.
3
So
inch.
5.
5. Very good. And what is the lower limit? What is the lower limit? Yes.
4, 9.
4.
9.
It will be 411. Okay, there are 12 inches in 1 feet. So it is 411. Okay. So my higher limit is 5 feet 5 inch and my lower limit is 4 feet 11 inch. Now what I am telling, my height of the students now will lie within this, I tell. And also I tell a probability. What is this? I tell that I am 95% confident that the population parameter, that means the ICFA University students mean, will lie within this. I am 95% confident. This is called the confidence level. Try to understand. This is very important concept. I am again repeating. So first what we have, first we calculate the point estimate. We never work with a point estimate in statistic, right? Very rare, very rare. Generally we go for confidence interval estimate. Now from where this interval will come? There are formulas. So don't worry, I will give you formulas. You can ask, sir, how you have taken 3 inch? This might be your question. So there are formulas to calculate this plus minus what? How much? But the concept is that now I say that my mean height of the ICFA University students, listen carefully, mean height of the ICFA University students will lie in this range 5 feet 5 inch to 4 feet 11 inch. I am 95% confident. That means 95% of the times the mean will lie, the actual ICFA University students height will lie in this range. 5% time it may not lie. So this 95% is called confidence. You can write this, all of you please write this, confidence level. So whenever we take, generally we take two, 95%, 95%, and these are the statistical standard, 95% CI, 95% CI, or we take 99% CI. Now our
Isn't there also 90%?
it can be 90, it can be 91, it can be 92, it can be 97, it can be 98. Why I
I
am
mean the
telling
yeah, I mean the three broad intervals that we're talking
three,
about.
yes, these are the three broad standards that we use. 90%, even 90% we use very rare in actual statistics, right? In real life,
Okay, sir.
we don't use 90%. In real life, we use all the statistical softwares are do the calculation on the basis of 95%. So 90, also in your book, 80% of the problem you will find 95% CI. Okay. बुक अगर जब देखोगे 90% 80% प्रॉब्लम्स भी 95% CI लेके ही होगा. बट दैट इज नॉट द क्वेश्चन. आवर क्वेश्चन इज क्या ये 98% नहीं हो सकता है? हो सकता है. ओके. So a confidence interval estimate is a range of values. Now you read the sentence carefully. A confidence interval estimate is a range of values constructed from sample data. If you see what I did, first I calculate the height of what? My population or my sample? I calculate the mean height of my sample. Yeah. So that, please listen, please read each one of the line. So that the population parameter is likely to occur within that range at a specified probability. This probability is called the level of confidence, or CI, confidence interval. Confidence interval. Now, generally we use 95% CI and 99% CI. Generally 95% CI and 99% CI. Now you write down one formula, all of you. So confidence level is 95%. Yeah. So there is a concept of significance level. So all of you write down significance level is equal to, write down this formula. It's not on my slide. Significance level is equal to 100% minus confidence interval within bracket when confidence interval is expressed in percentage. I again repeat, significance level is equal to 100% minus confidence level or confidence interval within bracket when confidence interval is expressed in percentage. Okay. So please tell me, when my CI is 95% for suppose some problem, what is my significance level then?
5.
5%.
5%.
Very good. Very good. So my CI is 5. When my CI is 99%, what is my significance level?
1%.
1%. How we are getting? We are simply deducting from 100%. 100%, right? So now let me stop here. So is the concept clear? What is confidence interval estimate? Is it clear? Yeah, please tell me. Is it clear now?
So how will we calculate confidence level in percentage?
Confidence, I will give you the formula. I will give you. Don't worry about the formula. Only have you understood the concept?
Okay.
Formula abhi aa jayega 2 minutes. It will come in 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please explain again. I have lost my connection.
Connection? Okay. No problem. Let me repeat also. This is very important. So, first of all, please read this sentence, 4-5 sentence of confidence interval. It's a range of values constructed from sample data so that the population parameter is likely to occur within that range at a specified probability. This probability is called the confidence level, right? So suppose in any study I say that my confidence level is 95%. So what does it mean? That means whatever calculation I am doing with the sample, just like my height here, average height, whatever height I am giving from the sample, I am not 100% confident. My ICFA University students' height might differ 5% times, but 95% times I am confident. This is what all about confidence interval. Clear? So let us move formulas. Formula is nothing, we'll get. Okay, so what are the factors that determine the width of a confidence interval? What are the factors, right? That determine. So width, now this plus minus 3 inch I told, right? It is coming from formulas. You understand this, and I am going to give you this formula. But question is, on what factors this depend? You can ask me, sir, why not 5 feet 2 inch plus minus 6 inch? Now this 3 inch comes from the formula. This, okay, so I'll give you the formula. But another question is there. On what factors it depends? So number one, it depends on sample size. Number one, all of you please pay attention. The factors that determine the width of a confidence interval. Width, right? Plus minus 3 inch. This one is called width. 3 inch is called width. It depends on number one, the sample size. You understand, all of you, what is sample. Number two, the variability in the population, which we usually measure by sigma square. Sigma square. If we don't know sigma square, we can measure by S. S is sample standard deviation. Sigma is population standard deviation. Number three, all of you look here, the desired level of confidence. Why desired level of confidence? Why desired, Tejaswita?
Sir,
Yes. Why have I written desired level of confidence? Why not the level of confidence?
sir,
Yes.
because we'll take a particular level of confidence.
Okay. Very, you always go very close. Okay, any other option? Why have I written desired level of confidence, right? Why not level of confidence?
So when we require
Yes.
a particular interval, particular width of interval, so we require.
Okay, so please remember this. We are free as a researcher, or as a whenever we are going to apply confidence level, so we are free to use 95%, we are free to use 99%. We also sometimes use 90%, right? So depending on our study, as the study demands, we choose the confidence level. Okay, so it can be 90%, it can be 95%, it can be 99%. Suppose your no confidence level is given in your question paper, what will you do? Yes, Tejasvita? Nothing is written in the
But we
question.
can choose anything we want.
Yes. So you are very good. You are free to choose 90%. If nothing is given, if it is given and then you don't choose. Okay. If the question paper gives 95%, query with 95%, right? If nothing is given, okay. So you will not shout at the examination hall. You will just write 90% or 95%, and you write within bracket assuming 95% CI. Okay. So width of a confidence interval depends on number one, the sample size. Number two, the variability in the population. sigma, and the desired level of confidence. Now the formula that I am going to give you will consist of all these three elements. Now I am giving you the formula. Okay, so all of you take down the formula. All of you take down the formula. All of you take down the formula.
सर प्लीज सर previous slides show कर दीजिए सर.
Previous slides.
Yes.
Okay, just a minute. I mean, which I was explaining this one.
Yes. No
I
sir.
will give you not इससे भी पहले.
Yes, ये वाली. So point दिखा दीजिए.
ये वाला ना?
Yes sir.
I will give you all these slides. Don't worry. I will give you all the slides. I am giving. So if you want, you can write. No problem.
Okay sir. Thank you.
Okay. I will give you the slides. If you don't want, you cannot write also. Just if you listen, that will be. Yeah, but you write the formula. This is my earnest advice, because we'll be solving some problem. So please write down these two formulas. Now this plus minus 3h, remember I told you, I will give you a formula. Now another question for you. Why I am giving you two formulas? Why not one? Yes. Who will tell me why two formulas? Why not one?
Because we're using two distributions.
Yeah, very good. Two distribution.
Standard deviation when we know or when we don't know.
Yes. Who is this?
Sir, Akshita.
Sakshi.
Akshita.
Akshita. Actually, you are not audible. Okay. Akshita has said the very, very correct thing, right? Very, very correct thing. So I am giving you two formulas. Okay. Now there is a lots of confusion. Whatever I seen, there is a lot of confusion. Large sample, small sample, Z distribution, T distribution, population standard deviation, sample standard deviation. Again, I will give you a very simple rule. Okay. You can just write down this. There is a lot of confusion. Okay. But first of all, in statistics, whenever a sample is more than 30, we call it a large sample. When it is less than 30, we call it a small sample. So this is one you can understand. A sample which is more than 30 is called large. And the sample, so our cutoff line for large and small sample is 30. But these are very old concepts. Okay, no, nowadays statisticians don't depend on this, but you depend on this because these are some text 30. Okay, so agar 31 ho gaya large, agar 29 ho gaya small, right? Right. So large sample means more than 30, small sample is less than 30. Important is not most, what is most important? Try to understand. What is most important is not the sample size. It is secondary. What is most important is what I said you in that Pepsi drinker problem. 5 crore. If the population standard deviation is known, generally you will find, see, try to understand. This is very important point. I don't know whether you will appreciate or not, but you will not find Z distribution in any of the statistical software. Why? Yes, Akash. Yes, Tejaswita.
But we don't know the exact population.
Yes, very good. 99% of the time, whatever study you are doing, suppose the smokers of India, passive smoker, active smoker, whatever it is, smokers of India. Can you tell me who are the smokers in India? Yes, Nimish?
Not like
Not.
not out
If you cannot tell me, how will you calculate the standard deviation of that 5 crore smokers? Let's say, let us take some number. How will you calculate the this 5 crore standard deviation if you don't know? Got my point? So maximum statistical software will not find this. But these are very advanced things for our, I mean, at this level, at PG level. So for your level, in this level, you just keep in your mind, if the, this is the most important thing. If the population standard deviation is known, we will go for this formula, I mean Z distribution. And if the population standard deviation is unknown, then we will go for T distribution. Clear? So first of all, whenever you see a problem, see whether population standard deviation is given or not. If population standard deviation, population standard deviation is given, known, then you go for this formula, x bar plus minus z sigma by root 10. If it is not given, then what you will do? You cannot do anything. You don't know what is the sigma. You have no other option, but instead of sigma, you have to use sample standard deviation, and instead of Z distribution, here in this formula, we are using T distribution. Now Z and T distribution are very similar, only the T distribution curve is a bit flatter. That is the difference. And the value also will be very close, Z and T. So don't make any confusion. Whenever you get any problem, first you see whether population standard deviation is given or not. Secondarily, the second you can see whether the sample is greater than 30 or less than 30. Don't go by the sample size, go by the population. So if population standard deviation known, then go by this formula plus minus Z sigma by root n. If T distribution is given, I mean, if the population standard deviation is unknown, go by this formula. Clear? So please take down these formulas. All of you take down these formulas. Yeah, all of you, hope you have taken down the formulas. Hello?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us move forward. So these two are the fundamental formula in this chapter. Again, there are 4 another formulas are coming in this chapter. 4 formulas are 6 are there, 2 is done. Okay. These are the basic formulas. Now all the formulas will be building upon this. So these are the 2 basic formulas of this chapter. Okay. Yeah. So please don't go by sample size. If you see all the international books, again I repeat, don't go by your previous, with due respect to your previous knowledge, please don't go by that. You go by this formula. If is the population standard deviation known? First ask this in the problem. If it is known, go for Z distribution. If it is unknown, go for T distribution. These are the international standards, and I will request you to abide by this. The more you go for this table, that table, more you will be confused. Okay. And I will give you one T table also. Today we'll discuss T table. Just like Z table, there is a table called T distribution table. Okay. So I will give you the T distribution table today to the CR. So now I think now we are good to start with 1 or 2 problems. Let me explain you. See, this is very easy. Only Z value already you know. So you have to open your Z and T table both. T table you don't know by this time. Okay, no problem. I will tell you what is T table. So let us do one problem. Let us do one small problem.
Sir, if you show the answer, there's no point of solving the problem.
वो लिखा नहीं था सर, एक बार वो दिखा दो
This is not
previous
the.
slide.
Where is the answer? Where you can you see the answer, Nimish? Where is the
Oh,
answer?
sorry. I thought like the green window was the answer.
No. Answer
Generally,
is
you
not
give that,
here,
right?
dear. Answer is not here. Only the formula I have explained. Yeah. So you can take 2 minutes to study the problem. Yes, Akash, you are telling something?
So I was saying that show us the previous slide
Previous slide. Okay. Just all of you please wait.
for 1 minute bus.
This one?
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
done, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah. All of you go through this problem. All of you, please go through this problem. Let us do 1 or 2 more. We'll do in the tutorial class. In the tutorial, we'll do 3-4 problems. Here we can do only 1 or 2.
So isn't the sample too small to calculate an actual description, like accurate description?
Sample is small. Yes, it's less than 30. Very good. Yes. All of you gone through? All of you go through the problem, please. Okay. So hope you have gone through. Let me start explaining the problem. So now all of you see this problem. A tire manufacturer wishes to investigate the trade life. What does trade life means? You will find in a tire, what happens with a tire? It's generally, it comes to the road and due to wear and tear resistance, the depth of the tire gets on reducing, right? You will find this is called a trade depth, trade life, okay, of tires. Okay, because you know a tire faces wear and tear, it runs in the road, there are frictional, there are tensile strength, abrasive resistance. Due to all these properties, the tire gets, you know, diminished by some due to usage. The more it is used, the lesser will be the trade depth. So problem, okay, so a sample, see all of you, a sample of 10 tires driven 50,000 miles revealed a sample mean of 0.32 inch of trade remaining with a standard deviation of 0.09 inch. Okay. So trade depth is 0.2, mean trade depth mean is 0.32 inch and the standard deviation is 0.09 inch. Now construct, read this line, construct a 95% CI for the population. This I will take into later on. First, let us understand how to construct a CI. Clear? Is the problem clear? Yes, Tejasvita?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Now from the problem, tell me what is my n?
10.
10. Very good. I have taken 10 tires sample, right? Now, what is my x bar?
0.32.
0.32. What is my standard deviation of the trade? 0.09 inch. Okay. Okay. Now, tell me, is sigma population standard deviation given in the problem or not given? Tejasvika. Is sigma given or not given?
No, sir.
No. So which formula should we use?
The T distribution.
T distribution. Very good. So compute the CI using the T distribution. Why? Since sigma is unknown. Okay. This is the most widely internationally sample size comes later. Please remember this. So this is our formula. Okay, this is our formula. Please again, if you have not written, and let me tell you these things also. Again, this
Sir, I
I
have a
will.
doubt.
Yes, tell me.
We need to calculate the standard error in this also, I think.
Standard error here. Standard deviation is given.
No, standard deviation is given. That I understand, but like sometimes the answer can also deviate from its actual possibility. So we need to calculate the standard error in a
No,
given
why should I calculate standard error? I am calculating the, what is my question? Please read the question.
Sir, I understand the question. I'm just going by what I've read.
No. What is our question? Construct a 95% interval of the population mean. What is our formula? Can you see this formula?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This itself is nothing. See this. This is only the standard error of mean. This formula comes from standard error of mean only. Okay. But we are not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've included the standard error in the formula. Okay.
Yes, it is there. Okay. Formula
yes,
is okay. Formula is foolproof, Nimish. These are international formulas. Okay. Right. So X bar. So this is my formula. Formula is universal. If you go to IIM, you go to Harvard, Nimish, formula will be formula. You go to IIM, standard confidence interval will be confidence interval. It will in IIM,
yes,
it is
sir.
also same in Harvard. You go to Harvard, Nimish, it is also same. Okay.
I get that, sir.
I have some my friends teaching in foreign universities. Formula is same. This book is used in all international universities. Okay. 99.9% there is no defect in any one of this except 99%. There can be one or two mistakes. Okay. Okay. So now, yes, Tejasvita. So in this formula, what we know and what we don't know, please tell me.
Sir, we know the mean.
Do we know X bar?
Yes.
Do we know S, standard deviation of
Standard
sample?
deviation.
Do we know the sample size?
Yes, sir.
What we don't know? This
T.
one, na? T, yes. So our next topic will be T. Now from where this T will come? It will come from the table. I will give this table to the CR, okay? So this table is called T distribution table. Okay, I will give you this table, but please try to understand what is the table all about. Now to calculate T, let me go back to the Word file now. Alpha and n minus. Now, please all of you listen very carefully. This is very important. Let me. Okay. So I hope you can see. Now, to calculate T, I require two elements. Please try to understand. Number one, what I need? Level of, already I have told, but I should tell you, each one of the steps, so that, because many of you are very beginners. Level of, sorry, significance, level of very sorry if there is spelling mistake. Number one, level of significance. Number two, degrees of freedom. Okay. Now, level of significance, there is a concept of one tail test and two tail test. Today, I am not going to explain this. What is one tail, what is two tail, because I will explain in the next session. Okay, in the hypothesis testing. Simply remember, two tail means the rejection region lie at the two of the tails, and one tail means rejection region lie at one of the tails. This is level of significance. Okay. Number two, and level of significance will come from where? Already I have given you the formula. 100% minus level, I mean CI. Clear? Degrees of freedom, what is the formula? N minus 1. Clear? So to see the T value, I require only two elements. What are the two elements? Number one, level of significance. Number one, level of significance. Which we can easily know if I know my CI, confidence interval. Already my confidence interval is given in this problem. So what is my level of significance in this problem, Tejasvita?
So it was 95, na? Right?
Very good. Yeah. Acha, you have not written, na? Okay, no problem. I will give you this slide. So it was 95%, if you remember.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the, what is our level of significance? 5%. Very good. Now, degrees of freedom. Okay, I am not going into very details again of degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom, you just remember if the formula is sample size minus 1. It's a very long story. I will tell you some other day. So it is sample size minus 1. So what is our sample size, Tejasvita?
So 10.
Yes. So what is our degrees of freedom for this problem?
9.
9. Very good. So now T. Now we'll go to T table and we'll see the value at alpha. It's actually alpha by 2, but one tail, two tail is a very long discussion. I am writing alpha by 2. Okay, all of you please note. I will explain in the next session. Alpha by 2 in our is alpha. Let us write for alpha, please. Okay, alpha is 5%. Alpha is 5%, and DF, degrees of freedom, is 9. Clear? So let me go to the T table. Can I go to the T table? Yes. Can I go to the T table?
Sir,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So after going to the T table, what are the values that I will find? Number one, alpha 5%. Number two, degrees of freedom 9. Please write in your copy this too. Alpha 5%, degrees of freedom 9. Written?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let us go to the T table. You can open in your, if you are having two devices or in another screen, you can open the T table, but the correct one, please. Okay. Don't go for different. I will give this table to today only. Today only. I will give it to the CR. Okay. Okay. Let us go to the T table. Let us. Now, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? This is the T table. This is a part of the T table, rather. This is not the whole T table. This is a part of the T table. Now, if you see the rows, the columns, confidence interval. Now here we will take two tail test. Okay. I will explain again. I am telling you, I will explain two tail, one tail in detail for half an hour in the next session. Okay, in hypothesis testing, you need to understand. Here only you just remember that it is a two-tail test, number one. Number two, so all of you please see what was our value? 5%. 5% means what? 0.05. Can you see? Good morning, madam. Can you see? Can you see this 5% level of significance?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 5%. And see here the rows. See the rows. DF. What is DF? Degrees of freedom. What was our value? What was our value? 9. So again, let me repeat. T table is the table. It's different from Z table. First of all, it's different from Z table. T table, how we look for T table? Number one, we see what are the columns all about in T table? Columns are all about confidence interval, or vis-a-vis you can tell significance level actually. Okay. Actually, it is boiling down to significance level, the column. Now, our significance level was what? In our case, this problem, 5%. So we locate it 0.05. Again, we go to the degrees of freedom, this rows, this direction. These are all degrees of freedom. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Our degrees of freedom is in the problem, how much we calculated? 9.
9.
9. So from this level of significance 0.05, draw a vertical line. Draw a vertical line. And from our degrees of freedom 9, draw a horizontal line. Where these two intersects is our value. So if you see this value, you can check your table also. It is 2.262. Okay. So what is our value? 2.26. Yeah. So we had a formula where there were 4 unknowns, 4 elements were there. 3 were given in the problem. 1 we have calculated from the T table. So can we calculate the confidence interval now? Yes. Can we calculate? Yes, Tejasvita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, everything is known now. So what is our X? X is 0.32. What is our T value? How much we got?
2.262.
2.262. What is our sample? What is our sample standard deviation?
0.09.
0.09. What is our sample size?
10.
10. Can we calculate all this? So if you calculate all this, 0.32 plus minus 0.32 plus minus plus minus, if you calculate this 2.262, you will get 0.064. Clear? So 0.32 plus 0.064, 0.32 minus 0.064. So if you do this calculation plus minus, you will get 0.256, 0.38. Clear? So what is our confidence interval? This is the CI. CI at what percentage of alpha? What percentage of alpha? Alpha is the symbol of significance level. Okay. At 5% alpha. Got it? Solved, problem solved. Have we got the confidence interval? Yes. Have we got the CI? Have we got the CI? 0.256 is the lower limit. 0.384 is the upper. Yeah. Any question till now? Yes. Any question? Please ask. Let me stop for 2-3 minutes. Yeah, any question? Yeah, any question? Students? Yes, Tejaswita, clear? All clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are done with, done means we are half done. We are half done, right? For confidence interval. So almost we are at the end of syllabus, Akash. So by next session, we will complete our, by next means next week, we will complete the syllabus. So any query, please ask. Any query, any concept? Okay, I will give the T table to the CR today.
सर बुक में
Okay.
दे रखी है टेबल.
You will get it. Yes, yes, you'll get it. We'll get it. But there are some confusions in the table given in the book actually. उसमें भी confusion होंगे. That's why I want to give a table. उसमें one tail, two tail का problem आएगा.
हाँ,
Yes, I
अच्छा.
think आ गया problem. Akshita, yes.
No, sir, I just want to ask that, sir, in exam, can we use calculator or do we have to do the calculation by own?
No, you can use calculator. You can use calculator.
Okay, sir.
You can use calculator. Yes. Yeah. Any query? Please ask. So we are almost at the end of our midterm syllabus. We are left with only one topic. That is hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing. So Nimish, we are reaching the midterm syllabus.
Yes, sir.
You had doubt whether I could finish or not, huh? No problem.
I didn't doubt you. It was just that the hypothesis testing is a little vast topic. That's why I was
Yeah.
asking.
That's why I have kept another week also after that. If something is not finished again, I will take that week. Na?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So all are measured. Okay. Everything is measurement, Nimish. Yes. In statistics, we only measure. We don't do anything else. We only measure. That's why we are the data scientist. Yes.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why we are called the data scientists. Seeing the data, just like when you go to doctor, corona, doctor will say whether it is a fever of corona or it's a fever of your stomach upset or cold. Here lies the experience, Nimish.
सर आजकल तो देख
Yes.
के बस सीधे कोरोना ही बोलते हैं.
See the corona. अब तो I was just sneezing. One person was looking at me. इसको corona है.
हाँ सर
So
यही
I'm
होता है अक्सर.
I'm telling my real life experience. I went to actually Ahmedabad for some work. I was sneezing in the, people were looking at me as if they were looking at, it's a very skeptically that this person is having corona. So even if you sneeze, people will look these days.
Sir, Abhi, are you fine, sir?
I'm fine now. I have recovered. I got in April actually. So, yeah. Yes, so we will take a break of 15 minutes and then we will again start after 15 minutes. We are left with some small topics, but major topic of CI is finished. Confidence interval is finished. We'll take up some small topics, and next session next week we'll start with hypothesis testing. That's a very small, Nimish is very correct. That's a very, that seems one topic, but it's equivalent to whole of statistics actually, whole of syllabus. That's a very important topic.
All that is
Yeah.
studiatively included in that topic.
Yes, yes. Rest, whatever we go study in post midterm, you have to understand from this topic. Okay, so this is a very, very important, although it looks one, but sometimes, you know, one person, Maradona used to be, one person used to give a goal, right? In football also, you'll find one person. I have seen Maradona giving a goal, all the 10 players, even he dribbled the goalkeeper and gave the goal. I had seen one goal. I don't know whether you have seen or not. I can send you the recording. So even one person is equivalent. One chapter may be equivalent to whole of statistics, right? So let us have a break of 15 minutes and